welcome to Environmental Science Day. Yesterday we started a new topic, energy. We talked about a brief energy consumption of the United States. In the past, we talked about maybe some present issues with energy, renewable and non-renewable resources. Today's topic we will be talking about is a little activity called hitting the road. We're going to focus on fuel efficiency, thinking about our renewable resources, what renewable vehicles we have, as well as our petroleum-based non-renewable resources. Our goals and objectives for today are to compare and contrast energy-efficient vehicles versus non-energy efficient vehicles, to list the economic benefits of carpooling and energy-efficient vehicles, and to write a description encouraging others of the benefits of energy-efficient vehicles. Okay. First thing I want to do is I want to show you a little video, and then we'll get into the activity. So that video showed us some of the new technology with our fuel-efficient vehicles. We looked at some of that yesterday as well when we talked about the electric cars. Okay. You all have a hitting the road sheet. If you'll look at that right now and be ready for some directions. So today we're going to do an activity where we learn about transportation, energy, resources, and resource planning. You guys will select a vehicle from the cards up here, and it has different information on it, like what the vehicle is, what its fuel efficiency is, what its carbon footprint is. You're going to be asked to travel to several locations, and I'm going to have you record the data, on this sheet. So the question we're going to try and answer or solve today is, how do individual and societal values influence the environment as well as energy efficiency of different kinds of transportation? So why don't you think about that for a minute, come up with your own hypothesis about how individual and societal values influence the environment as well as the energy efficiency of different kinds of transportation, and write that hypothesis down in blank one. I think our chicken's going to land out there. Would anybody like to share their hypothesis? What do you have, Paul?
I wrote that if you live in a rural area, you're more likely to have bigger, less efficient vehicles.
Okay, if you live in a rural area, you're less likely to have efficient vehicles. Good. Does anyone else want to share their hypothesis? Crystal, do you want to share yours?
More fuel efficient the vehicle, the safer it is for the environment.
Okay, the more fuel efficient the vehicle, the safer it is for the environment. All great hypotheses, all things we're going to look at in our activity. Okay, so we're going to go out in the hallway because we're going to do some walking in this activity. You can turn it off for a second. Okay, so this activity is called hitting the road. You guys are going to have the opportunity to choose a car card. So why don't you come over and choose one of these car cards right here. So on your car card it says what type of car you got, your carbon footprint, and your fuel efficiency. So we're high school students, we're on a limited budget here, so each of you are going to get 5 gallons of gasoline or 5 goldfish crackers. How many miles per gallon do you get?
31.
So that means every 31 steps you take, you're going to eat a goldfish cracker. Don't forget, you have to fill up the car first. You have to eat a goldfish cracker to start. Okay, Crystal, how many do you get? 29. Okay, so you're going to eat a goldfish cracker to start, and you can go 29 steps before having to eat another goldfish cracker. And our steps are going to be heel to toe. Okay? Your first task is you have to go to the near town, which has the movie theater. Can you see it? The movie theater sign right up there. So you'll both start back here. I'll give you 5 gallons of gas to start. Okay? And you can figure out if you're able to get down there and back with just your 5 gallons of gasoline using your gas mileage. What questions are there? Perfect. Okay, we're lined up at our starting point. You guys are going to go to the near town, which has the movie theater. You all have 5 gallons of gas or goldfish crackers and are ready to rock and roll. You know how many steps you can take heel to toe based on your car card. So let's see who can get to the movie theater and back. Are there any questions? Go ahead and begin. Did you run out of gas, Colton?
Yeah.
But you got the closest to home, though, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay. So come on back, guys. You can see how far you got with your 5 gallons of gas and your miles per gallon. Okay, guys, for round 2, you got to choose new car cards. This time we're going to go to Far Town, which is up by the drinking fountain, so you can go to the shopping mall. You will each get 5 gallons of gas again. However, in this round, you have the opportunity to carpool. So if you decide to carpool with someone, you now have 10 or 15 or however many there are of you gallons of gas to get there and back. So why don't you take a minute now, figure out if you're going to use a hybrid vehicle, if you're going to use the mass transit. Colton, you have a bus, right? Crystal, what do you have? A Hummer, or if you're going to use the Hummer. So figure out what you want to do. Remember, your shopping mall is farther than the movie theater was. So take a minute, talk about what your plan's going to be. You do have the opportunity to go by yourself. You will each have 5 gallons of gas, so if you carpool, whoever you carpool with. Okay, so you all chose to carpool in the hybrid Ford Escape. It's 28 miles per gallon, or 28 steps per cracker. Carries 5 people, so all of you can fit. Okay, here we go. Round 2. You're all carpooling. 28 miles per gallon, but you have 15 gallons since you're all riding together. Go ahead. Awesome. So you guys made it back. Did you have any gas left over?
We have 4 gallons.
4 gallons left over. Okay, awesome. We're going to grab our paper, fill out some questions, and talk about some things when we get back into the classroom. So, as you are recording your data from part 1, when we went to the movie theater and back, I want you to think about some things. Which cars got to near town and back home? Okay, so Colton's car did, and your car and Crystal's car didn't. Okay, what are some variables between all the cars and drivers that are reasons why this happened? Colton's feet are bigger, certainly. What else? Did you have different vehicles?
Yeah.
Okay, so you had different miles per gallon. All those vehicle, you all had 5 gallons that was used differently. Okay, so what could be some alternatives to driving your own vehicle to the movie theater?
Carpool with someone.
Carpool with someone who has better fuel efficiency. What else? We could take the bus. If we live close, maybe we could walk there. Okay? And cities, they have subways, train stations, things like that. So not so much here in this area, but other places. Okay, record your data from part 2, when we went further to far town to the shopping mall. You only took 1 car, but did it make it there and back? Absolutely, we made it there and back with 4 gallons of gas to spare. Okay. Did you carpool? Yes, you did. And obviously, that made for a better trip than you would have had alone. Okay. You did have the SUV type thing, but it was a hybrid. It did get 29 miles per gallon, same as your Honda Civic did in the first round. Okay. So you had the hybrid, you had a Hummer, and Colton, you had a bus. Which one of those was the least efficient? The bus. Definitely the least efficient, but if we had a bigger class, we could get more people on that bus. Maybe it would have panned out. Crystal, what did yours get for miles per gallon? 16 miles per gallon in your Hummer, and Ashley, yours got? 28. Awesome. Okay. So if we're looking at fuel efficiency, if we're looking at energy use, we're trying to be more conscious users and consumers, what factors should we look for when buying a car?
Something that has good miles per gallon and burns clean.
Okay, something that has good miles per gallon, burns cleanly. Okay, I talked about our carbon footprint on there, carbon emissions on the environment.
Oil used.
Okay, amount of oil used, all of these things are really good. Okay, take a minute right now. Was your hypothesis correct? Was what you thought of correct? Why or why not? If it wasn't correct, you can edit it to see if it was correct. Hey Ashley, I saw you changing yours. What did you say?
That cars that burn cleaner and have 1 miles per gallon go farther.
Okay, so you can go further in a more fuel efficient vehicle, certainly. Crystal, did you have to edit yours at all? What did you say?
I said more fuel efficient vehicle.
Okay, the more fuel efficient the vehicle, the further it can go. Absolutely, you could have also said something about carpooling. You can get more for your money when you carpool. Okay, what generalizations can you make? So what things can you tell me about fuel efficiency from doing your activity? Okay, it's better for a tight budget. Awesome. You guys are in high school right now. You're going to be going to college. We could only afford 5 gallons of gasoline. So something like that in the Hummer might not have gone as far as in a hybrid vehicle or a more fuel efficient vehicle. Awesome. Okay, I know Colton, you said something about maybe this isn't practical for here. We live in upstate New York, we have to do with snow, you work on a farm, so maybe a smart car or a fuel efficient vehicle isn't the most practical for you, but where would it be more practical?
City.
Certainly, city living, not only could you have a more fuel efficient vehicle, you could not have a vehicle at all. Lots of people walk, ride bikes, take mass transit. And all of those are things to consider when you're considering the cost of buying a vehicle and filling it up with gas. Okay, so think about our activity. What things could we have done to improve our research today? Okay, I'll throw out a couple ideas. maybe we could have tested more vehicles. I did have more vehicles, we could have got more people, tested more vehicles to see if that was true. We could have had everyone step the same size, okay? Golden Speed are a lot bigger than crystals, so when he takes one step, okay, he's stepping a lot further than she is. So there's lots of other things that we could have done. We could have thrown in some electric vehicles, some of these new vehicles that we saw in the movie at the beginning. Okay, so what would you guys say are the benefits and drawbacks of energy efficient vehicles and non-energy efficient vehicles?
Vehicles are better versus budget, is looking to not make a negative impact on
Okay, awesome.
moving up and not saving or they can't get through the snow as well as some of these other vehicles are.
Perfect, perfect. What are the economic benefits of carpooling, Crystal? Certainly, when you can split your gas bill 2-3 ways, okay, it certainly is going to save you money in the long run. Awesome. Okay, so what would you say to other people if you wanted to encourage them to buy a more fuel efficient vehicle? Okay, why is it worth it? Sell it to me.
In the long run, it
Saves you money on gas. What about the environment?
helps protect the environment from pollution.
Okay, it decreases pollution, okay, helps protect the environment, decreases our carbon footprint. All right, awesome. Tomorrow when you come in, we're going to spend some time talking about non-renewable fuels, kind of going the other way. We're going to talk about our petroleum industry. So we're going to talk about our Hummers and our vans and our gas guzzlers and that industry. And later on we'll spend some time talking about renewable fuels. What's the new technology we have out there? Are we going to have smart cars and things like that in the future? Do you have any questions? Thank you.